story of change I'd like to share is the beginning of the trans movement and the formation of the trans network, EATHAN. The story begins from 10 years ago, so to speak, when 2 or 3 individuals from the movement in East Africa started talking about the formation of a network that will unify the movement in East Africa. And those conversations slowly began a process that culminated into having a East African Trans Pre-Conference at the 2015 Changing Spaces Conference. And at this conference, a batch of activists came together and realized that there was a need for a network that unified the movement, a network that brought together all these organizations in East Africa, a network that was able to achieve some of the work that was needed for the movement, including advocacy at regional level, advocacy at international level, at Pan-African level, doing work around capacity strengthening for the movement and for the organizations. The change happened gradually, right? And in 2015, the idea for the network was still a birthing process. It was still an idea, and a committee was formed, and the committee thought about how to go through with this, but it wasn't necessarily picking up as you'd imagine. But then in 2016, some of the activists that were at the conference came together, including myself, and had that conversation and said that it was time to start this movement. It was time to start this network. And in July of 2016, EATHAN was born. And when we started with 8 organizations. And now I can tell you that we have around 18 member organizations, including individuals and including organizations and partners. In 2018, between September and October, we had the first East Africa Trans Health and Advocacy Network, EATHAN Members and Partners Forum. And this was a meeting that was supported by COC. And it was one of the culmination of so much work that had gone into formation of the movement, that had gone into formation of the network, that had gone into creation of so many things, including our strategic plan. And the culmination of this was that Members and Partners Forum that was supported by COC. And we saw 30 individuals, 30 activists from East Africa, all over from East Africa, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and Burundi, coming together to discuss pertinent issues that were necessary for the growth of this network, that were necessary for the growth of this movement. And that for us was a brilliant thing. We felt that it was never possible to do this by ourselves, and it was the first time that we were able to manage it, and we are really indebted to COC. And the movement right now is vibrant and is growing, and there's so much energy, and we can't wait to see what happens in the next 5 years.
EATHAN imeweza kutukutanisha kama trans organization zote za East Africa, lakini pia vile vile imeweza kutusaidia kupata data, kwa sababu hapo muda kulikopo hakuna data za East Africa, na ukiangalia donors au ukiangalia mtu yote anakuambia nahitaji kuwa na data za trans wa East Africa, hakuna data. Lakini pia vile vile EATHAN imeweza kuhakikisha kwamba tunakuwa na one voice kama East Africa. EATHAN pia imeweza kuhakikisha kuleta nguvu ya pamoja kama trans community wa East Africa, lakini pia vile vile imebase sana kwenye kuhakikisha inafanya advocacy kwenye upande wa issue regarding to the issue HIV, human rights, pamoja na masuala ya research and documentation. Lakini pia vile vile EATHAN imeweza kutuunganisha kama East Africa movement, kwa sababu ukiangalia hapo awali tulikuwa hatuna movement ya East Africa, lakini EATHAN imeweza kutukutanisha, na sasa hivi tumeweza kupata data. Success kubwa ambayo tumeweza kuipata ni EATHAN kuweza kupata data ya East Africa, kwa sababu hapo awali ukiangalia tulikuwa hatuna data za kama East Africa, na pia ilikuwa ni changamoto kubwa sana kwa upande wa donors kwamba wanasema East Africa hakuna data za trans. So EATHAN imeweza kuingia ndani na kuweza kufanya research na kufanya data collection ya kutafuta kujua challenge ya kujua trans na matatizo yao jinsi yalivyo, Kwa hiyo ni successful nzuri kwa EATHAN ambayo tumeweza kukutana nayo. Lakini pia vile vile EATHAN imeweza kuhakikisha trans organizations za East Africa zimeweza kuwa na one voice, na pia vile vile kuwa na advocacy issues za East Africans.